Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back. Now today I wanted to do a little bonus video because just after I had finished sorting out and recording and uploading over the weekend for all the videos, including the Conan Exiles one, and the couple unfortunately that I found on Monday afternoon that their sound had broken, which was a shame. But on Sunday, we got this article from PCGamer showing off so much cool new stuff. And I'm recording this on Tuesday, so I've still not seen the Conan Exiles live stream that goes out at some point today. Or the dev stream that goes out at some point today, where they're showing off the jungle biome and stuff. But we've got these videos, or these GIFs, I suppose, because they're from GIFCat, and we've got a whole load of other information in here, including some stuff that we've just not seen before. Now, firstly, this is the jungle biome, and this looks much richer than the stuff that we can currently see from the edge of the map, which I go and take a look at in my video that I should be up about half an hour before this one goes up. But also, I'm going to play this because this seems to be the avatar of Decetto. She's like blowing kisses of plague because Decetto is both like love and death. But so I don't know if that was like one blast of healing and one blast of plague or something. I don't know, but like she looks really weird, and she looks like half and half. She looks kind of like death on her left side and life on her right side, which to me is just like I love the design of that. That just seems really cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing her in action. In fact, that's something I've not done. I've not done a comparison of all the avatars. I might do that at some point in the future as well, once we've got them all. But anyway, ultimately, this person has been there, and he's been able to get hands-on with the version of the game that is essentially the golden build. And so he's saying that he enjoys the Exiles journey system that they've added, and so on and so forth. But then we've got parts about the new combat system, which, we've seen the new combat system, but there seems to be new armor that is maybe the Decetto's stuff. I don't know, but that would be interesting. And obviously this is in the kind of the volcano biome that we've or the volcano region that we've not seen a huge amount of yet, but there's some interesting structures in the background there. At which point then, talking about the volcano region, which contains a dungeon, the swamp contains a dungeon, and they weren't shown the dungeon in the swamp for fear of spoiling it, but they got a good look at the volcano one, which includes a massive forge, which apparently is the only place we can make obsidian weapons, which again, we kind of knew that obsidian was probably going to be the thing that came in. But that's going to be a thing to control, kind of like the one that's with the frost giants in their temple. But then also, they actually got to see the purge event, and this is awesome. And they actually, so every player has a purge meter that fills while they play, and if you're in a clan, you'll share a collective meter with your clan members. The more active you or your clan is, the faster the meter will fill. And once filled, you'll be eligible for a purge, which, NPCs in the region will kind of come and try and wipe you out. So, firstly, we now know that it's NPCs from the region. So, the fact that when I was updating my old slave camp the other day, we were going, oh, well, they're only going to have the Darfari weapons or exile kind of stone weapons. That means our walls will be fine. That's good. That means that we got that right, which is cool. The whole meter thing is interesting though, because originally some of the dialogue from some of the characters suggested that the big towers in the exiled lands with the flames at the top would change color or burn more brightly or something when the purge was happening. I guess that was more for when they thought it would be a large sweeping army with heroes and things coming in to wipe the place out, um, rather than like localized kind of, oh, this place is a threat, go and attack. So that seems to have changed, but I like the fact that they, that it's essentially clan based rather than player based. But also, the one thing that I'd like some clarity on is the more active you or your clan is, because does that mean the more building you do, the more killing you do? Um, does that mean the more thralls you have? I'd like to know what goes into that to say whether or not you're active or whether or not you're kind of passive. Because building a little base, I would have thought that would be quite passive overall. But we'll have to see what that actually means. But then waves of enemies will assault your base, representing a sort of tower defense event. Purges also represent a good opportunity for other clans to attack, blah blah blah, in PvP. But let's take a look at this little clip that we've got here of a frost giant invasion, which, again, if there was ever going to be a siege thrall, there it is, and this is the kind of example of what they are. But the one thing I would point out is that it's like the walls that they're smashing are the like tier 1 walls, seemingly. So it's not the most resilient of materials anyway, but like, that's going to be cool. I mean, especially with our huge keep up near the Dragon's Mouth. Seeing down that pass where we built the guard tower, just like a column of giants just trundling along, coming to try and get us. That's cool to me. That's a cool idea, and I'm glad that we'll have the ability to turn, or like the purge on and off, so that I can actually make sure that when it comes to testing stuff out, the different bases, the different principles that we put into play, I'm kind of going to be interested to see how, kind of whether or not the purge is going to make a dent in some of those, but also more importantly, like, I want to make sure that each base is properly prepared and whatever else beforehand with thralls and whatever else, because thralls are going to be one of the big commodities that you're going to worry about, or in theory going to worry about, as a result of purges more than anything else, because there's such a large time investment in getting thralls. So we'll have to see. But I just really love the whole frost giant attack here. But anyway, then they're saying the where you establish your base will determine the sort of NPCs that come for you. And then, yes, this is frost giants, but also they're saying, lowland swamps, you may find yourself being swarmed by angry gorillas. Awesome. The difficulty of the purge also depends on how close you build to valuable resources on the map. So building close to a valuable resource may give you an advantage over other players and clans on the server, but purges you experience will be more challenging. Again, here's something that we need to clarify. What is a valuable resource? Because if we're talking the teleportation places that you can move with the map room, fine, makes sense. If you're just talking a large amount of iron, I'm not sure that's a great resource. It might be for that area, and so it might incur more wrath. I don't know, but like, I'm interested to see what this kind of actually means, and whether or not each base will effectively have its own purge meter. Because if you've got one purge meter for your clan, but you've got 5 bases across the whole map, like we've got our 3 main bases, we've got our slave camp, we've got a couple of little places I built for having beds in for when we've been going into dungeons and things, and then we've got like our first lodge that we built as well. So we've got, what, I think about 6-7 bases spread out. Some of them completely out in the middle of nowhere. You know, like for instance, the tower, kind of close to a couple of camps, but isn't really attached to anything significant. Same with the one in the reservoir. There's like one. I mean, it's not too far away from the dungeon, but it's hardly right next to it. There are a couple of things around there that are noteworthy, but they're not really, I wouldn't say, valuable. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. But then down here we've got. Oh, this isn't scrolling very well with all the GIFs apparently. But then we've got this part where again we've got this dude wearing. You gonna play? There we go. But he's being shown a castle siege as well with the trebuchets and things and avatars being summoned. But more to the point, the thing that interests me more is just the armor that this guy is wearing, because this seems much more kind of Stygian-esque almost. But then again, that could very well be quite part of the new the kind of Keto or the jungle stuff, because we've got the Witch Queen ruins in the jungle as well. So, you know, but we've had trebuchets for a while, so, you know, we know what they are. But then yeah, that's kind of it. And I just kind of wanted to go through this just because, if anything, just for this video really, and maybe for the Keto video up the top as well. But anyway, guys, you know, what do you think of this stuff? Because this stuff, again, like, this is making me... I didn't mean to click that again. I always do that when I'm doing just my screen. I always seem to click OBS. But let me know what you guys think about this stuff, because to me, this is like the stuff I've been waiting for a long time. And then the only other thing that I'm like, I want this in the game soon. I want to see it in the game soon and be able to mess around with it and stuff like that, is the story, which again they've talked about in little places here and there, but they've not done a lot with so far. They've not really shown off a lot of what they mean by, oh, this is what we're going to be doing with the story, this is what we're going to be throwing in. I think the most we've seen of it recently has been the changes to the beginning of the game, where you've got the bridging of the gap between where Conan goes, the fact that Conan's mouth now moves, and stuff like that, from what I understand. I've not restarted my game or anything to actually find that out in full and go through the full new character customization. So, you know, there's that. But it's like, now that we've got the Purge, we've got the combat system coming in, we've got the jungle looks awesome. Some of the new stuff, like the armors and things, look cool too. And so now the only other thing that I'm like, it's been mentioned, it's not been said to be dropped from the list of things for launch. Can we see some story, please? You know, because we've had the dialogue with various NPCs for a while that seems to be hinting at a story. You know, the Pirate Queen telling us that there's a gem in a room hidden somewhere in in a city. We've got Metcamosis telling us that he needs a ring to restore his sorceress power, and that he would teach us sorcery as well as a result, or something to that extent. You know, so that's going to be interesting, considering we don't have sorcery in the game. It's going to be interesting to see what he actually suggests and offers us instead. Like, maybe that's where maybe he's where we'll learn how to get the map room, for instance. Who knows? But anyway, you know, I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. And, you know, I'll probably, not this week, but next week, either go through the new stuff if it's in the game at all by that point, or talk about whatever it is that we see in the dev stream later today at my time of recording. But otherwise, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the video on Monday. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you found this at all interesting or useful, then please drop us a like, share this video, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the video on Monday. Take care.